Light Schools, Jonaya Properties. Executive Director at Global Think Tank Africa, George Marie, Morsing London. Dr. Asok Akibe Baby, Yanga. Dr. Henshaw Ebai, Obanu, the future. President Desmond Ashu, Mecca, Dubai. Rambo Mix de Dubai, Montabari. Manu, fully represented. Everybody on the dance floor. President Daflo.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, thank you so much for joining this live stream. As you are aware, this is the second we have it in close to maybe 5 days or a week or thereabout. And it is important for me to reiterate particular issues about the takeover plan that I rolled out the other day. Today, I'm holding this live show under the backdrop of great celebrations initiated by the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, His Excellency Sisiko Ayoktabe Julius, what we call the Sisiko Ayoktabe Julius Day, September 22nd. He mobilized the biggest crowd that has ever been seen in any African resistance, possibly only compared to that of South Africa at the time of apartheid. And this is why those of us who are patriots to the cause, patriots to the fight for independence for Ambazonia, we celebrate His Excellency Sisiko Ayoktabe Julius, even as he spends time in the jails in La République du Cameroon. We also want to celebrate all other prisoners, especially the Naira 10. We will not forget those of the Coffin Revolution led by Mancho BBC. And of course, we have a lot of our brothers that are spread across other detention centers, from Boya to Yaoundé to other parts of La République du Cameroon, including Bafoussam. We don't also forget all those of you who are in the jails in Bamenda. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Southern Cameroonians, my name is Eric Tato. I'm recording this live show on Facebook on our National Telegraph-NT page, which is the newest after most of our pages were deleted. Today, of course, is Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021. I'm once more sorry for the late start. This show would have started 30 minutes ago, but I think we are okay. Let me be categorical about the plan of action. I will not release or discuss any issues that are related to the takeover on social media, but I'll keep on insisting and informing some of you on some tidbits on how we intend to do this. I'm sure that I must not go without or continue without congratulating all those of you on Ground Zero and of course the refugees. Especially those of you in Boya, Tiko, Limbe, Mutengene, and other parts of Ambazonia who stood up against this illegal lockdown. I also want to thank those of you in some parts of Bamenda who also denied to respect the lockdown called by illicit Christians. We will not accept Ambazonia to be governed in the Pobia style. As you are all aware, as the new spokesman or spokesperson for Ambazonia in the diaspora, in America particularly, and across the globe, I must insist that our people will be handled with all human rights and human feelings possible. That notwithstanding, you have all noticed that the Prime Minister of the Republic of Cameroon, John Guti, and of course the Minister of Defense were all in Ambazonia trying to benefit from the lockdown. The reason is because such lockdowns give the opportunity to the enemy to easily penetrate our territory. Because during that period, anybody we see on the street will be considered as Ambazonian fighter and will be killed on the spot. But we are happy that the lockdown failed woefully and people defied it by 99%. And for those of you who wanted to use the lockdown as a test of strength, power, and authority, and to talk about your dominions in the diaspora, Ambazonians on Ground Zero have vomited you. And that is why this is a new era where we will continuously lean by our prisoners and the original leadership that was instituted and put in place by God in the beginning of this revolution. With that said, Eric Tato will not entertain discussions that divide Ambazonians. However, all Ambazonians must understand that you have the right to insist on taking out corrupt Ambazonians who have lived their life hoping that this revolution will never end so that they will enjoy their pleasantries and pay their bills on the sweat of our people. You must all understand one thing particularly. When I announce the takeover, I mean the takeover. And this takeover is backed by huge financial plans. Some of them you begin to see manifest in the United States of America. We must streamline our deals and ideas to be straightforward and to align with those of our leadership in jail. You must know, and I must insist, that the takeover plan is not in any way going to contravene the rules, regulations, and the plans of the interim government of the people of Ambazonia. I will not say the interim government led by Sissoko Ayokta Bejilos because there is no other interim government led by anybody anywhere else. That is why I insist on the interim government. There is one interim government that this leader, this spokesperson supports. And all finances will be channeled towards that gap to make sure that the refugees will be taken care of and wounded fighters will be treated. As you are all aware, the issue about war is consistency, is money. And I want to use this opportunity to thank General Field Marshal. You must understand that no PT Field Marshal, as he is called, is the fiercest Ambazonian right now. And he has proven to be the #1 general in the whole of Ambazonia. Since after the death of General Ivo, we have now seen a true replacement where the Ambazonian people can invest their money with no fear, no favor, no doubt. I must state here categorically clear that the only reason why General No PT has been successful is his ability to denounce diaspora politics. We have seen some of you are moving faster, trying to politicize the work of that gentleman, that young man. Most of you don't know how he fights. You've never contributed to him. I must warn all of you, as a spokesman for Ambazonia in the diaspora and beyond, I must warn all of you to stay clear of the activities of General No PT. Some of you bribe him, pay him, call him, convince him to mention your names in audios. That is not going to change our respect and support for him. We don't care who he mentions. What we know is that all of Ambazonia must now focus finances on General No Pity. He needs more backup, more equipment to defend the land. We must all make sure that we channel finances to assist him to train other fighters to be like him or much better. Let me be clear to all those who make noise on WhatsApp groups. We stay quiet and our work in the background has paid off. We will not take credit because right now is a crucial stage in terms of the revolution, our businesses, our personal lives. Each time we say the things we used to say 2 years ago and our pages are deleted, some of you use that as conspiracy to explain to your group peers that we are no longer talking because we have been bribed by the Republic of Cameroon. Let me insist that Eric Tato remains the purest activist, the most committed and the most feared, the most watched and the most followed. Of course, things show for themselves. Right now, with the takeover plan, I want to insist that the Cameroon military has 3 options, and I'm going to be naming them close to the end of this show. But as a journalist, let me start with the inverted pyramid. I will start with all Amazonian elite that are mixing with the Cameroon government, and I will tell you exactly what we will do. I have warned, and I want to repeat. No fighter on ground zero is going to henceforth harass our people going to bury their loved ones. Anybody that is seen or heard or discussed trying to extort our people by asking money for funeral rites, that person will be declared persona non grata and will arrange for your immediate arrest. No true Amazonian patriot can and will ever ask people to contribute or give fines when they are going to bury their persons. I explained this in the last live show, and these are crucial things that as spokesperson I must continuously maintain and reiterate. People will be buried free of charge. Dead bodies will be respected, and their family members will not be charged a dime. Any of you who will be asked to pay $1, either from Bafut to Ngokutunja to Manu to anywhere, locate us those numbers and we'll arrest those thieves. General No Pity will not ask somebody from his area to pay in order to bury a loved one. And so all of us in the diaspora must rise up against these indecent acts that, of course, these indecent acts turning our people against a revolution. Ambazonia is a gold mine, and I have, as part of my takeover plan, devised a means for fighters to earn money legitimately, legally, and that will be backed by international human rights. And this squarely, anybody that is still aligning with the Yaoundé regime, staying in Yaoundé, will have to pay for the cost of this war. All our brothers and sisters who are teachers, who are parents and working within Ambazonia, trying to survive, who have braved the odds, all this while, must be respected. No Amazonian fighter will go into schools and harass teachers anymore. For now, since we have the means only to resist the Cameroon military, we will not tamper with schools, hospitals, churches, and all areas that I will subsequently name as buffer zones or safe zones. However, we will now move forward to discussing the component of this takeover plan that all fighters will institute on ground zero. And this falls within the legal framework of international law in war. From Mengo Victor Arenkumu to Tabetando to Paul Elongche and all those from the 2 regions of the northern and southern zones of Ambazonia, or what they prefer to call Northwest and Southwest, we will now roll out a distinct and unique plan for the seizure of their properties, and that will stay within the Ambazonian land. They are henceforth banned from Ambazonia. Our properties, their properties will be converted, because these are properties that were stolen from the hard work of Ambazonians. They will therefore not have access to those properties no more. So all houses, farms, belonging to any elite of the northern and southern zone that still works and is a politician living in Yaoundé, Douala, will be seized. And this is not a joke. Eric Tato will implement this order. And this is legal. We will not have you coordinate attacks on our people from Yaoundé and come and kill our mothers and burn our villages. This got to stop. And rather, instead of fighters attacking loved ones who are going to bury their mothers, sisters, brothers, and living the properties of criminals in Yaoundé and Christians, if they own hotels, bars, those will be seized. And the seizure will be procedural. It's not going to happen immediately. I will roll out a plan in the days ahead on how this will be done. And this will be done by the fighters and commanders of the ground in order for them to survive. Let me be clear. The respect of human rights remains primordial. But we will not condone anybody in Yaoundé and Douala that is out there to kill our people. Let me go further and talk to the Ambazonian people about the recent situation in Boya. For all of you who have watched this movement, for the last couple of months, I've been quiet. But if I took away my assistance, nothing would have been happening on Ground Zero. And do not think that because I was not talking, or because we stayed quiet, and a group of imposters came on social media to claim credit, we know what we are doing. Let me tell you once more that war is money. As it stands, all of them who speak in the diaspora do not have even $1 in their account. And so they cannot lead this war. They don't have the means to pay airtime on CNN, BBC, apart from news that is occasional as a result of actions. General No Pity himself has proven to the Ambazonian people that for 3 years or more, you gave your monies to the wrong people. People who used to announce the killing of 100 soldiers, 200 soldiers, 300 soldiers. You never saw a single picture or video. Is it that they didn't have network? But No Pity kills 2, 3, 4, takes over armor cars and you see them. Therefore, we must invest chunks of money into No Pity. And how are you going to do this? Don't give it to Eric Taton. Give it directly to No Pity. And we'll talk with elites who are community-based and who have the will to resist thieves in this revolution to be part of the team that will receive the money and give to No Pity. As part of the takeover plan, $250,000 has already been set aside by me for refugees, other aspects, and for fighters to be treated, including fighters of No Pity. Let me tell you, I've said it before, that in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, those who were making noise and how they were raising money, they would disappear because it's an era that is coming. You must all know, Eric Tato does before he talks. And the takeover is strategic, is surgical, and is being applied in phases. None of you will know the plan because this gentleman here, who is your new spokesperson, will not come on air and ask you to contribute. I will not ridicule myself by coming to ask our mothers suffering to contribute $50, $100. No. In my last live show, I challenge those notorious conspiracy theorists to produce a single receipt and get $10,000 for those who call my name in whatever they were trying to placate their followers to believe. To date, nobody has bought a receipt. Eric Tato remains the only Ambazonian who fought corruption. He was hated by some because he insisted that monies contributed must be accounted for. He never asked for donations in his name and has never received gifts from any Ambazonian until probably now that some Ambazonian give him gifts like drinks and stuff and he accepts. And that is why I challenge people who claim they hated Eric Tato and who made audios to call my name to bring a single receipt, and I will pay what is in the receipt or the transaction and give you an extra $10,000. You must all know that a revolution like ours is based on sincerity, truth, faith, and the commitment of any particular individual to drive his people to freedom. You must all know that to lock down a whole 8 million plus people must be something with a roadmap for survival. You must understand the raison d'etre. And that is why I've continuously preached to the Ambazonian people to understand that this takeover plan is meant to protect them and to put more money in their pocket. Not for you to give your money to jobless people in the diaspora to get that money and take care of themselves. In the takeover plan, you will not be asked to contribute, but you will see things happening. It's a shame that John Gute came to Boya and left, and we didn't hear nothing. That was calculated for John Gute to come and go. But let me tell you one thing. It has ended today henceforth. Boya will have a strategic shutdown principle. Everybody will be sure to expect the Monday goes down. All lockdown will be announced by me. And this will be in consultation with the interim government and the leadership in jail. Let me be clear, and I want to repeat. I have not said the interim government led by Sisi Kujila Ayoktabe, because there is only one interim government that is known by the State Department, is known by all international partners. Our concern is not to justify which group is better, because we already know where we are heading to. Whatever name you call your group, that is your business. But as a new spokesman for Ambazonia, I have strategically put in place resources to take out the Republic to Cameroon. That is my business. Only this flag matters. But what matters more to me, it is the protection of the vulnerable people. You cannot protect the flag more than prisoners, more than babies, more than refugees. You cannot protect the flag more than the country. Because the country the flag is the country. It is the people who worship the flag, not the other way around. Let me be specifically clear with those of you Anglophones, Ambazonians in the Cameroon military. You have a last chance to resign. In most of my outings, I've explained that it is of tremendous importance for you to desist from being part of that military. As you are aware, there is no hiding place. As you are aware, Cameroon will never defeat Ambazonia. And it's strategic for you to leave now. Go to Greece. Go to Malabo. Go to Kenya, Egypt, Nigeria, Ghana. You have to run and run right now. That is your option for those of you who want to leave. The second option is for all of you who are from the Bulu area, those French soldiers coming to our land. I want to tell you what will happen. You have to leave right now. Human rights does not permit what you are doing. Pack your things, go back to La Republic to Cameroon and defend your territory. And this is why you must go back. Because while No Pity and others will be defending our mothers, I have drawn a surgical plan for the exportation of the war into the Mongos. This is what I've called over the years ATM, across the Mongo. Let me tell you, and quote me anywhere, my name is Eric Tato. Cameroon does not have monopoly to invade our territory and attack our people. We are going to do the same. And I'm saying it in front of the international community. We will not allow soldiers from Bulu land, from Edea, from anywhere of the Republic of Cameroon, to come to Bamenda Boya, Mutengene, Moyoka, Munyenge, Kumbatombe, or go to Bui, Belo, Manu, Manfe, any other places, and kill our people and we watch them. It will not happen. Once you do that, there will be the exact double measure that will happen across the Mongo. And remember, this is Eric Tato speaking. It is not one of these activists that make noise on social media. This is a new spokesperson for Ambazonia. It will be exported. And when I say it will be exported, it will be exported. Airports will be shut down. Markets will be shut down. Anything that brings Cameroon strategic economic power and political balance will be shut down. So it is time now for Paul Biya to either call for transparent negotiation in a foreign country, possibly United States of America, else there will be no operation of any seaport in the Republic of Cameroon, no telephone lines, no markets, no airport, and you can name the rest. This is not a bluff. Every Tato will do it because the takeover plan is strategic. And all of us, Ambazonians, must rally behind this plan. Enough is enough. Let me tell you one thing. Cameroon must know. I speak in my capacity as a new spokesperson. And when I say I'm exporting the war, I'm using the pronoun I. I will export it. And that is a fact. Betty Asobo, Colonel Bankwi, and the rest of you, it's the second phase of exportation will be, I will have my guys staying by your houses. And you might not be able to go to work again. We know all where you stay. If a minister can stay in Yaoundé and give orders for people to come and kill people in Ambazonia, we know where they live. They have their brothers there who like us. We are going to use what we have to get what we want. So I want to tell all of you, the quotas of all those ministers will not be able to contain them anymore. Right now is the time for you to either transfer your families elsewhere, leave the country, for us all everything together, or you leave Ambazonia and go to the Republic of Cameroon. It will not be tolerated, not at this time. And I want to repeat, don't expect that Eric Tato will come live tomorrow, today, to come and talk every time. No. You will see the actions. And when you see the actions, you will know that Eric Tato told you that he is coming. When I say I'm coming, I'm coming. I don't joke. La Republique du Cameroon must understand that they don't have monopoly of crisscrossing our streets and our boundaries. If the international community says nothing, we can also go in. Talking about the international community, let me be clear. I still have a lot of respect for the United Nations, for the African Union, a lot of respect for the United States and all other international parties. We hope for them to come in. And this is my advice to Ambazonians. Please. Sometimes I read some of you, if the UN says something you don't like, you insult the UN. America says something you don't like, you insult America. No. Ambazonia is not an island. While we fight to defeat La Republique, we must streamline our ideas to be in place with what the international community is thinking. The only reason why we still have this war, have our fighters still fighting, and Cameroon cannot do anything other than kill our family members and the international community stays quiet, and they have not named us what the Republic wants them to name us, is because they know that in this war there is only one terrorist, Cameroon government. Paul Biya and his cronies are the terrorists. Paul Biya Bimbondo is the terrorist. Betty Asomo is the terrorist. Colonel Bankwi is the terrorist. Lele Lafrique is the terrorist. Bernard Okala Bilai is the terrorist. I must tell you one thing. This is Eric Tato talking. A time will come in not long time that Okala Bilai will not be able to live anywhere in Boya. I have drawn a surgical operation plan for the capture of the city of Boya, which is our headquarters. A time will come when John Gute will not come there and will be able to move. As a matter of fact, the Ambazonian flag will be hoisted in Boya. That is a fact, and there is no debate about that. And it will be surgically applied. I'm telling you what is going to happen. Yaoundé must know I have the capacity to shut down schools in Yaoundé, markets, airports, if they don't leave Ambazonia within a period of time that I will give them in the next show I'll be coming up for my takeover plan. This is as a matter of fact. And Cameroon must understand that strategically, Ambazonia has the greatest talents when it comes to anything you can imagine in those two countries. We want them out of our land, and this is a clear message to all of you Cameroon soldiers. I don't want to extend the takeover plan to your families. That plan can always be rewritten. We can rewrite that plan to make sure that it goes strategically in line with a vengeance policy. But for now, because of the huge respect I have for human rights, I have written that out for now. All Cameroonian soldiers must know. We know you have your identities. We know where you come from. We know your houses. It is very easy to do what we want to do anytime we want to do it. The plan is rolling out. And I will say it with authority that Cameroon should know Eric Tato is coming. I'm coming. And when I say I'm coming, I'm coming. Leave Ambazonia now or regret forever. About the issue in Boya, you've seen what happened. And I don't need to explain and emphasize on how wicked and callous some of our comrades have been. If you call yourself whatever you call yourselves, and you make all the noise you make on social media, Boya should not be welcoming John Gute the way he did. But henceforth, I put my men on the radar. When we say it's lockdown for Boya, don't be lockdown. If there's no lockdown, you see some action. My name is Eric Tato. I'm Eric Tato. Write it down. For those of you, type it, hashtag it. I'm Eric Tato. And you know, don't expect me. There's no time. It's only action. Only action. And I want to tell you one thing. Let it be clear. Cameroon should know that they will never and ever defeat Ambazonia. Men got victor. Tabe Tandu, Paul Elongche, Paul Atanganji, all of you, henceforth, I'm rolling out a plan for the seizure of our national assets and properties that are in your keeping. What you have is now state property. And we are doing this in line with many reasons. Number one, you have been declared the most corrupt Ambazonians. And that is why we want to assume that you are not refugees in La Republic of Cameroon seeking asylum or whatever. That does not take your crimes away. We will therefore rule out a surgical legal plan for the seizure of our state properties. From your houses to your farms to your hotels and to anything you own, it will be seized by Ambazonian fighters in the days ahead. Except otherwise, you begin to denounce the Cameroon government and support Ambazonian fighters in the back. Your identities for the support will be protected. Listen, Eric Tato is saying here categorically clear that you will be protected. And the surgical operation, you must write sacred letters to United States senators, to President Biden, all of you Anglophone elites in the PR regime. You must instruct your PAs to write the truth about what is going on. I'll give you the next 30 days. If you don't begin to do some of these things, we will now initiate the seizure plan for all of you. Let it be clear. I'm Eric Tato. When I say I will take it over, I'm taking it over. Ladies and gentlemen, I intend to keep this show very brief. And before I go, I want to thank all of you who support this young man. And there isn't much I can say. But you can already see that freedom is certain. Like I've said in many of my shows, if I withdraw my underground support, there is no more fighting on the ground. Those who want to be claiming credits, claim credit. You begin to hear what will be happening in Yaoundé, Douala, Bafoussam. You have the right to go claim the credit. But when I was quiet, concentrating on the ground, nothing happened in Yaoundé and Douala. There will be surgical operations starting today and further notice. You will see and you will remember that is Eric Tato. Now, let me end by trying to say something. As you are all aware, I must thank those who have my company logo on their status, Dimples. I will not explain further, but let it be clear that Dimples is an American corporation and has nothing to do with the Ambassador War of Independence. I have human rights to protect, and I talk in my capacity as Eric Tato. But I must thank all those of you who follow me, follow my business, to understand that this business is also going to be used to take care of refugees and wounded fighters through registered NGOs. That is what most American companies will do. And so the Cameroon government should not bother. The legality and the framework that I have built to come out after many months to talk, you're not going to shake it one bit. I pay taxes in this country. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just saying this just in case you think that you can come close to Dimples. And for some of you Ambazonians who have refused to wake up or get out from your cocoon of docility, naivety, and foolishness, like once you will hear them say before today that Eric Tato was bribed by La Republique du Cameroon. We've asked them many times to convert Eric Tato's capital into what they are dreaming. Some said Bishop Nkea brought money in the bag to give Eric Tato. Let's assume and give them a benefit of a doubt and a semblance of truth to their conspiracy. Cameroon cannot and will never, ever get closer to where Eric Tato is. As you are all aware, Dimples is probably now rated above a $10 million US company. That is why we have a lot of our brothers joining the company already. And for those of you who want to take your time to convert this capital, it is 6 billion CFA. And I will say it anytime, any day, because this is part of our strategic advertisement for our investment plans. So any Ambazonian, any Cameroonian, any Ivorian, anybody from any part of the world who wants to join Dimples, Dimples is an American company and does not discriminate. But when it comes to the War of Independence, Eric Tato's head is on one thing: the liberation of Ambazonia. So we have done everything within our power to separate these two persons. Eric Tato, the leader of Ambazonia, and Eric Tato, the CEO of Dimples. And there is no way that is going to be mixed. If you see me coming out, it's because everything is stable and is in place. Listen very attentively. Those of you from whatever camp you think you belong to, the only activist that goes after the Cameroon government and forgets your petty politics and chit-chat on social media is Eric Tato. And the build-up of Dimples is independent, and that is why the fire and the money pumped in is probably something that most of you from the other camp have seen your conspiracies killed. I will not, and I want to repeat, I will not tolerate any La Republique agent that seems or wants to attach Dimples to anything. It will not happen. And that's why I encourage all of you, my followers, if you are not yet following this page, please go out there, follow this page. Look, Dimples is on Facebook as well. Click and follow it. And as part of the dedication, go online, get the logo, put it on your status. That is going to be the big beating for all those conspiracy theories. We'll stay focused and we will not forget, and we will never stop insisting and reminding them of our strength financially, psychologically, and the confidence that we've built being as a community that is stronger than their conspiracy. I want to thank you guys so much, and do not forget, anytime, any day, call our business number and you'll be attended to. Anytime, any day, call my 917 for revolutionary discussions, you'll be attended to. That is how it's going to be. The takeover is surgical, is unique, and everybody who considers himself La Republique or a proxy to La Republique knows that Eric Tato has taken over when he sees it. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Let's all be exactly in accordance with human rights without any violations. We must all understand the strength of this takeover is based on the confidence of the spokesperson who is now speaking. We have taken over and Cameroon must leave Ambazonia. That is as a matter of fact. That is why you must insist on your capitalization so that your enemies will take no advantage in spreading conspiracies. Let me be clear. There is only one activist that owes no Ambazonia $1. That owes nobody $1. And that is why I'm coming back to tell you that the takeover plan does not need you to contribute. There's a $250,000 that is already in one corner for some particular activities that you start seeing it happen. That is why I say $250,000. And it's not a joke. So all of us must put our hands on deck to now look and see what will begin to happen. None of you, we don't need nobody to come and contribute $100 or to come and pledge $500. War is not fought on pledges. We need to surgically operate and give our people the deserved independence that they want. All of us must put our hands on deck and make sure you all are watching how the takeover plans unfold. I want to thank you people so much and to say that those of you of the other camp who came around calling Eric Tato's name, I've asked you to bring one receipt. Some of you said in Dubai, some of you said in Philippines that you contributed money to me. I don't know how you send that. So bring the receipt. If you bring $10,000, I'm going to double it. If you bring $100, I'll give you extra $10,000. If you bring $20,000, I'll give you extra $20,000. That will be $40,000. So now your receipts can make money. But of course, I bet you don't have no receipt because Eric Tato stayed distinctively away from any of your financial scandals because I was poised on getting a good business going. Probably for many reasons, apart from being a successful man, to provoke some of you who don't like me. And I always say this anytime. So let's stay on the path. Because if I must leave, my shares, everything must be clean. And that is why these challenges will come at the end of every show so that those who are making noise must stop quiet or must stop the noise or stay quiet. It is very important. You must at any time put yourself out there and give the challenge to conspiracy theorists. One receipt equals to $10,000. Write it down. If you claim that you've ever given Eric Tato $1, come on a live show, call. You can call 917-48010. Participate on this show. Share your receipt on this link. We're going to call Western Union or any area that you're trying to claim that the receipt comes from. And while they acknowledge the receipt number and say this transaction was done to Eric Tato's name, you will receive $10,000 plus the amount on the receipt. None of you. So please, stay on your little corner. And one thing I want to advise you, the last thing. You have a brother who has understood the American system, who is doing business and is moving. You stay, you pray for him to fail. I follow some of you. You have only one option. Enroll in our Dimples Business Consultancy. Because as it stands, there is no way I'm ever going to fail. And even if I fall, I'm going to get up. So this is how it's going to be. But those of you who don't like people succeeding, we must always remind you that you are not God. So please stay very safe. All of you, my supporters, you've been there from day one. You trust this guy. You know what we do. And when we announce a takeover, you know we are taking over. Stay prudent, stay reliable, and stay trustworthy. Don't forget to share this show. Share the show as much as you can share. Click on the like buttons. And above all, go out there, get the Dimples logo. Share anything you see Dimples because it is a new dawn. Most of our benefits or profit will go all the way to the refugees. Like the past months, we have been contributing to Belinda Bambela Foundation, to other foundations to make them to assist refugees. And Dimples is never going to stop. Thank you so much. God bless you. We appreciate your business. We'll keep on thanking those who already have their Dimples logo on their status. All my followers, that is what you should download. Dimples. Put it on your status. We send the message because it's the takeover. All right? Thank you so much and have a safe, what's today's Wednesday? I'll probably see you over the weekend. God bless you. Thank you. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.